All right, going live. Hopefully this will work now. Okay, so let me, because everybody is kind of still in the other room. I have no idea what happened. It's really not me. It's how this other, you have to have the YouTube, but then you also have to have a streaming program that connects to it. And every now, if I turn on this too soon, it will start this program, and I totally wasn't ready because I had to finish a course that I was building. So that is what I am looking at right now to see if everybody has moved over. To see if this is even working. It's just not even. This is so funny because I think it's working for you guys. There's 4 of you here now. All right, and everybody is back in that other room still. And it's just not, I don't understand it. I don't know what's wrong with it. And it's superiorly annoying. Okay, there's so many people in the other room. Come on, program. I want to go collect everybody that was waiting. Got it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, we're not receiving video data fast enough. Maybe it's just not in the cards today that I'm supposed to do this because it's not coming together. Even the, maybe because it's foggy out. This is really crazy stuff. I am completely unsure. So everybody here, I apologize. I don't know. And there's also this huge lag in me talking. I don't know why, but it's really, really bad. From my XSplit account, it is working just fine. So I'm hoping that I can get off of this work for you guys because this is stupid. Easing up everything. It's not me. It's really not me, guys. It is maybe my internet provider is having difficulty. I'm really not sure where the issue is. It's not me. It's like not, the programs are not working. They may not be syncing properly, but I have huge lag and my system is buffering and it's telling me I have a bad connection. So I've had, okay, this says that it's live right now, but I have no, okay, is that a better? No, it's horrible. I apologize, guys. Can you see me? Is it lagging really bad on your end right now? Because yeah, it says video output is very low. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is going in and out, and it's driving me nuts. Okay. So I'm just going to change something. from my program that copies, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'm on time. Everything is in my mind. Like everything is coming out properly. But when it transfers to YouTube, for some reason, there's a major lag, and it's just not to close as much as I can here. It is lagging very badly. So I have no clue, none. Hopefully everybody is still here, and I will get as many people as I can read. I don't know. I'm going to have to make sure that those other programs they don't start, or I don't start them until it is exactly time to start, because it wouldn't even let me log back in. So believe me, I am pretty technically savvy. However, I don't know. Sometimes these programs, there's a reason for everything. So let's take a look at everybody's who's here. And I apologize for this huge 15-minute delay. So stupid. Okay. Annabelle, hello. How are you? Susie, how are you? I know you guys are here every time. And I do see when everybody is here, and I go through the list. And as I'm going through, I grab the names where I'm getting the information. And I have learned that with what I do, that I cannot just like seek the information. I can't go asking for it or trying to find. And I know you guys have people that you want to talk to. And I know that, and I'm talking to the whole room, and I know that people have questions they want answered. And if it comes through, I will give it to you. I just know that I can't seek it out. And those who've passed over, they're living a whole life in heaven. And sometimes they're in heaven, sometimes they're here. And a lot of the times they don't want to be bothered either, which is quite funny, but they'll be like, hey, from a distance, and they won't come up to me. They won't make they won't give a message. They just want someone to know that I'm okay and I'm here, that sort of thing. So at least this is going, and it stinks that it's not going through, because probably so many people are waiting, and I'm, oh well, c'est la vie. There's nothing I can do about it. So Annabelle, Sierra, and Elle are here. Susie, hello. Okay. Leslie, Doug. Okay. All right. Leslie, I'm seeing you strongest, so I'm just going to check your messages real quick. This is for Leslie Cummings. You are your guides. For those of you who don't know how I do it, everything comes through symbolically, so I will do my best to decipher what I am hearing and seeing. And I'll explain first the symbolisms that are being shown to me from God, spirit guides, and those passed over, and then I will explain what it means. So Leslie, the first thing that I see is that you're on a beach, which is where my guides talk to me. And, excuse me, you are, the outfit doesn't look like it has much to do with anything. Sometimes it does, but the main focus that they want me to point out is that you're walking right along the water's edge. Water is to your left. I'm in front of you. You're in a pair of heels. And as you walk, the heel goes down into the sand, kind of forming like what would look like a flat shoe, but the back portion is down in sand. So what this is, the message that comes through for you is that you, and the fact that you're so close to the water, and the water can represent opportunity. And so what this is you, gosh, I don't want to lose this. You're walking next to the water, and there is this idea of desire to improve self, to seek out opportunities. But then you've got these shoes on, and shoes represent a person feeling held back or prevented by either a person or a situation. This feels more personal than it does situational. And as you're walking this path, and your heels are sinking into the sand. So what that says is this is your beach. This is your place. And people are lucky to be on someone else's beach, even if they're just like walking through it. And the fact that the shoe represents something external, but it's sinking into your beach, says that you may be feeling either upset or angry with yourself for allowing something to happen to you. So the main message here is that you have to think of where and what has occurred that you think or you believe that you have allowed an external person or situation, and mostly person, control or take control of your path. And then you have to kind of let yourself go on that, because sometimes we do things out of love, we do things out of concern for others, and we look back and think, what was I thinking? How stupid could I have been? I gave that up for them, and did it even matter? But the cool thing is that your guides want you to know that whatever it is that you gave up for someone else is about to reopen for you. And when it does, I feel sorry for whoever it is, because you're not going to say no to it this time. You will finally kind of, instead of walking with your head down, you're going to be like, I'm doing this. I don't care. I'm doing it. And you'll be able to take off with that. So that's for you, Leslie, to just let go of what you're holding against yourself, and then setting whoever this is straight that has at some point made you feel like you couldn't pursue something. And sometimes, like I said, they may not come right out and say you can't do that. It may simply be the relationship where you feel like, I'm going to do this instead right now. And finally, you're opening up to that, which is very good. Okay. Susie Sharn, for you, I was waiting to see a new doorway is going to open for you, and it feels like health related door. It feels like medical related door, and it's a positive thing. It involves inspiration and new connections where you may have already met this person or these people, and this doorway will appear and you go, I know that, I recognize that door, and that will start the conversation going. But it is a positive door. It feels medical, and it may just be somebody who's in the medical field, but it's a positive door that I'm being told to tell you to walk through. And that's what I'm getting for you. Okay. So Doug Blaney, let me see what you've got coming through here. Doug, well, I'm being told to tell you to trust your instincts right now, trust your gut. You know, that feeling you get when you do something and you know you shouldn't have done it, or you know that you made the wrong choice and it's kind of like a sick, want to throw up feeling. That's your guides. That is them telling you, fix this, change this. And it looks like you are driving, and then all of a sudden you hear turn around, and you turn around in time for something positive to happen and the prevention of something negative from happening. And so it's basically trusting your gut, trusting that instinct that when you know, it may be sitting at a table and someone says, hey, let's go do this. And you're like, oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to do that. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? No, let me check my calendar first. Because then you can kind of slowly and politely back out of it without trying to explain that you just had a bad feeling about something. So again, it feels like you're driving, and then either and it's almost as if your guides are saying, you may not be driving, they're showing you driving down the road. So it's almost as if your guides say, yes, you're supposed to go that direction. However, you're not supposed to do that until 5:30 tonight. So you just sit back and relax and wait. That's kind of what they're showing happening here. So you'll be inspired, excited, passionate, all those things that God fills you with to, yes, go that way. And you'll be up going, and they'll say, nope, not yet. Just a little bit extra wait times. Just hold on for your appointment, that kind of a thing. So it feels positive. It's just making sure that you do it on time. And part of that reason that we get those little sick feelings or those voices that say, no, or yes, it's because we're supposed to do certain things. It's just that the timing might be off. And if you're ahead of the game, you're going to run into people, situations, and issues that you don't have to run into. Let me give you an example. My oldest brother, when I was younger, of course, because he's my older brother, Doi, he dated this woman named Jackie, and they were very close, and she became more like family than his girlfriend. And they broke up, and she still remained, family. And then he started dating an Angie, and they dated for a while, and they broke up. And it was amongst a time in his life where things were just, they were up and down, they were uncertain, and he was still growing and figuring out who he is. And I don't know, they're gonna have to wait. He later in life, quite a few years later, maybe 10 years later, he married a Jackie. And he married Jackie, and they were together for 10 years and had 2 children. And then they got divorced, and he is now with an Angie. And so he knew, his soul knew, I'm going to be with a Jackie, and then I'm going to be with an Angie. But the timing was off. And he went through a lot in that time period, and a lot of personal growth to get where he is now, and to go through everything he went through that was pretty much in his contract to happen. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. It's just the way it is. I have one too, but I'm not going to tell my story. Not here, not right now. I don't have time. Okay, so let's see. I want to get to the bottom here. You're welcome, Leslie. So Doug, okay, so almost like my ex coming back. It's very possible, especially if you're able to put any kind of idea to that, like, has she been around? Is she trying to communicate? Most of the time, I will tell you, if it's in the past, that's where it belongs, is in the past. At least the relationship type. If it's an ex, that type of relationship with that person should stay in the past. If this person comes into your life in the future and they're your friend on a platonic level, totally different. I think I'm friends with all of my exes except 2. So, yeah, it's just the way it is. Okay. Kazka Forever, good morning, new person. All right, let's take I just saw that. Okay. All right, new person. I'm glad you said new person. And I'm just down there, so let's take a peek at that. So Katie, all right, let's take a look at Katie. Katie, 2 things they show you right away. They show you on a roller coaster, and then what appears to be, you're welcome, Doug, and then what appears to be on a boat. And the water is replicating a roller coaster. So that's what they want me to kind of associate with the way the water is. And the boat is like a little fishing boat made out of wood with a little mast. Your sail looks like it may have a hole right in the center, or a tear in the center of it. You have an oar on one side, and it's the right side of the boat. And it's funny because I'm watching you on the water, the boat's going like this, but it's not moving further out or coming in. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, she's anchored. So you're tethered to the bottom. You're anchored where you're at, which is very interesting on several levels. Okay, so Katie, what this means for you is that this is for Katie Krismian, Kazka Forever. That's who this is for. What this means is that you are moving forward right now with a very powerful opportunity in your life. And it's like the beginning of, it's almost as if it's the black hole is sucking in all of the universe and the energy. And then before you know it, it's going to, it's going to just explode. And like I don't even know how it works, but like this supernova of massive energy. And so right now you are gathering all of these resources and all these things. And in the process, this is a life-changing for you, and it's a positive thing. And I guess the words would be beware of what you wish for, because whatever it is you're working for right now looks like it happens kind of overnight. And being that you're out on the water, anything can really happen because it's opportunistic. So the water is rough, yet you're anchored. So there is this positive part where you really aren't going to float out into the water, into the unknown. However, you are restrained a bit as well, as far as being held back or being like, these are my ideas, this is what I want to do, but you still, the gates haven't opened yet for you to be able to take off. And so there may be this restraining feeling as far as what you want to do. And the fact that the oar is on the right side says that you're dealing with a lot of spontaneity, creativity, and inspiration that would come from that. That creativity will be fed. And your mast has a hole in it. So it's not like you're going to go super far out. If you were to remove those restrictions, remove any barriers, and I would say take all of the resources that you have, bring them back to your beach, which means reground yourself. I don't want to confuse you. It's just there's so much about to happen, and you don't want to be floating when your life takes this positive, and it feels almost like career change. And when you take off, several people like fall off the back, like, and you are gone, like, so you, in this process also of positive growth for you, several people are going to fall off the back that you will probably lose communication with because they're unable to keep up or deal with your life changes. And sometimes that's the way it's supposed to be. Other times it just takes them a little while to figure out where you're going and then decide if they want to follow suit. So that is for you, but it's really positive, and it feels almost like you're dealing with people publicly or dealing with people where you're dealing with a large group of people, like inspiring people, lifting people up. So that's where it comes for you. Okay. Let's see here. Let me run to the top here and get here. Let's see. Kim Borders is my service manager, my services manager, and she just had knee surgery. And so Kimmy is at home feeling really good right now. She may not even be on right now, but she always checks in to see what's going on. All right. Leslie, Susie, Lit Dog, Virginia. I see you, Virginia. I'm just taking a peek at your energy. And I'm not lagging anymore. No, I can actually see I'm kind of almost together. Tiff Marie. Tiff, let me grab you real quick if you're still here, Tiff. You are sitting, the first thing I see, they don't even take me to your beach. But you are sitting with your, you're just kind of sitting and you have your legs open, and it looks like you have like a giant piece of, not even a piece, but a giant cake between your legs. Like you're holding it, your legs are around it, and you are going to town on this cake. Like you are eating this cake and you are enjoying it. But at the same time, I'm watching you and you're kind of like, and you almost look like you're punishing yourself or you're force feeding yourself with something that you should really, really enjoy, but you're not. So that whole idea is obviously the message in itself, that if you're doing something that originally you really, really loved doing, and now it's like, this is a huge task. I don't even want to eat this cake anymore. It's time to figure out how to change that. Because if it's something that you really, really enjoy, it means that you're innately good at it. And it also means that you're gifted with whatever that is from God. And he obviously wants you to do it. You just have to figure out a different way to do it. You have to figure out your time and your energy and how it all goes into things, and then decide how to fix those things. Okay. So it's a delicious, huge, it's like the cake is like this. And I wish I could decorate these things and build the clothes for people and all those things that I see all the time. I'm just not artistic. I need somebody else to draw those things for me. Okay. Mark Borders Kim's husband is there as well. So I don't know if he's still hanging out, but Mark, I'm going to point something out, and I think maybe with all the things in the news, I reminded Kim of something that I had told her a month or two ago, maybe longer, that we were both kind of uncertain, and now it looks like it's actually happening. And so you'll have to reference what I told Kim, but it does represent potential for job change for you, and that you will be closer to home for a while. And with that, it almost feels like you also change the direction of how you work or what you do to something that you may have initially decided you did not want. And it looks like it'll be closer to the D. Looks like it'll be closer to the D, closer to home at times, but that's what it looks like. I'm not sure if you're going to be happy with that. Okay. Okay, so he is still there. All right. All right, let's take a peek here. Yeah, so the next time you're in Wisconsin, you'll have to drive on through and say hello. I don't know when that's going to be, though. I don't know if that's going to, be too anytime soon. So Michael Ann Williams, thank you. Yes, I enjoy reading people. I do enjoy reading people. I do enjoy it. And for Michael Ann, let's take a peek at what's going on with her. Let's just, since I'm vibing on that. You are walking across a bridge, Michael Ann. So if you've never heard me talk, a bridge represents going from point A to point B. And it's interesting because the main focal point is the bridge itself. And it almost looks like a real brittle candy, like almost like a candy cane, but it's brittle. And pressing on the arm rails or standing in one place too long is almost dangerous. And so, and I don't want to use it that way, but I'm just going to put it that way. The bridge is, the fact that it's brittle and the way they're presenting it to me says you can't dilly. You can't dilly-dally. You are going to be presented with movement forward out of a comfort zone, out of something that you're used to. And it could, a lot of times they mingle. I think that's probably Kim, but I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to mute that real quick because it's probably Kim. It's saying we need you to get from your comfort zone to where you're uncomfortable quickly. You cannot stop and dally. You have to just suck it up, close your eyes if you have to, and run, because you are needed in an area where you're no expert. You are needed in an area of life where you may go around and go, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what's going on here. But apparently nobody else does either. So I like to take control of things, and I'm going to do that. And that's really where your lesson is going to lie here, is moving quickly from something you have no idea about, or moving from something you're comfortable with to something you have no idea about. And then you're going to be asked to actually do something with it. And you'll be like, what? And then you will do it because it's meant to be that way. Very cool. It's kind of like, just a real quick vision. It would be like you being in a restaurant and you're just enjoying your food, and everybody enjoys their food. At least I enjoy my food. I love eating. And then to have somebody need, CPR sitting right next to you, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And everybody else is like, I don't know. And so you just go, fine. And you jump at it and you start giving this person CPR and you save their life. It's that kind of a thing. Being afraid of your abilities and moving forward and all those things that come with new experiences. And so that is kind of what they're saying, but you will succeed. Do not be afraid. Do not let fear play into anything. Okay. So Virginia, I read that. I have a question with seeking counseling help. For you, Cass. Um, I think as I'm looking at this, I mean, I'm not one to say that counseling wouldn't help. However, I would say start where you are first, that you initially acknowledge what's happening first. And so I'll explain this to everybody, not just you. When you have previous and past histories of things that have caused pain or hurt, sometimes people are, it's tears of a clown, and things that hurt them, they laugh about. And when in reality, they really are having an effect on them mentally, physically, spiritually. And so what I always suggest to people is, hi, Julie, is to do this thing where you kind of tie everybody to a horse post. And I've talked about this before, but I will talk about it again. And you picture everybody that has been in your life that you've had any kind of interaction with, and just tie them like a balloon so you kind of see their head bouncing around, and say to that person, picture what has occurred between you, and then say to them, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And they may have been an abuser to you. You may have been a victim. However, you say those words, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you have that transaction of energy with that person. And ultimately, then you untie them and you let them go. You are releasing them. You do this with everybody. Then finally, you're last. And you're the last balloon. And all of a sudden, you see yourself and you look and you see everything that you've just realized and acknowledged across these balloon heads. And you get to you and you're like, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And by doing this, you will then all of a sudden throw up all of these things you did not realize that you hold against yourself, that you prevent yourself from doing. And it will be a snotty, blubbering mess. Everyone should do this. And it removes the sludge. It removes all of the darkness that creates autoimmune diseases. And, if you're continually stuffing things down your throat, and it's in your neck and your shoulders hurt, and your back hurts, your kidney is having pain, your stomach, your intestines, your bladder, wherever you're stuffing stuff, by doing this release of energy, you're helping to acknowledge and release those pains. Because if you do it long enough, your body's going to go, oh, it's me. I'm the one causing the problem, and it will turn on itself. And all of a sudden you've got Hashimoto's and chronic fatigue and all, arthritis, lupus, who knows? There's a lot of them. And you can get a lot of them depending on what you do. If you suppress pain in your heart, that can be bad. So you want to release it. So before you go to counseling, Katie, I would suggest you do a release first and see if it helps you to open up and kind of meditate those things out of yourself and realizing where you would actually need help. Okay, we're going to be moving a year where I have been in my whole life. Oh yeah, go. Oh my gosh, I love moving. I love buying a house, redoing the whole interior of it, and then moving. I know everybody else hates me for it, but I love it. Katie, you're welcome. Okay, so Virginia, you're asking me about career and relationship. Okay. When I start to move forward to you, you all of a sudden stop me and you're like, stop, just stop right there. Excuse me. And what that's telling me, okay, you're kind of standing in your own way about relationships and career. You say that this is what you want, but then in here, you're wanting something else. You can't see it. In your heart, you're wanting something else. And so there's a thing, just being honest with yourself about what you want, where you want to go, and why you may be holding yourself back. Is it that you don't want to leave home? Is it that you don't want to leave your parents? Is it that you don't want to live too far away, or that you're afraid of the distance? What is it within your heart that is causing you to say, yes, I want to do these things, but then you don't? Very important for you to figure that out, because yeah, as I'm approaching you, you're like, stop. And it wasn't really me. You're talking more or less to yourself. You're telling yourself to stop. And it's funny because I'm just going to say this to the whole group and to whoever, else listens, but our relationship, and I'm being told to tell you this, Virginia, but I'm sharing it with everybody. Our relationship with God is the same relationship we have with our parents and with our children. And he is just, a father of many, a lot more. And I, can understand. I mean, I pull my hair out with what I have. And so when our children, for instance, my daughter had come to me and she said, Mom, will you help me with this? And she was getting dressed, and I think it was a button or something. She wanted me to button her shirt. And I was sitting on the floor and I'm like, yeah, come here. You want me to do that? You come to me. I'm not moving. I am on my knees and I am old and tired and I'm not coming to you. So she's like, ugh. And she's 4. So she walks over to me and I'm buttoning her shirt. And as I'm buttoning her shirt, she's doing this and she's like leaning away. I'm like, excuse me, you want me to fix this, but you're pulling away from me. So either stay where you are or do it yourself. It's the same thing. God, please, I really need you to do this for me, please. And then you're like, well, and he's like, well, I'd love to help you, but you're like way over there. I'm not coming to you. You find me. I don't move. I don't move. You move. It's the same thing. God, please, I need help with this. I really need help. I need help. I need help. Hey, Mom, will you tie my shoes for me? Yes, fine. Come here. Okay, tying the shoes. Little fat fingers in there trying to tie their shoes. Stop trying to tie your shoes. You just asked me to do it for you. Now, get your hand out of the way so I can do it. It's the same thing. God, please help me with this. I need help with this relationship. I need help with my marriage. I need help with my job. I need help. Yet, instead of just having the faith that he knows how to tie our shoes, we stick our fat little fingers in there and continue to try to do it for him. And it's frustrating. It's like, damn it, stop trying to tie your shoes. I don't think he would say that, but you know what I'm saying? So if you're ever curious about your relationship with God and how he feels about you, contemplate your relationship with your children and your parents, and then you get a better understanding of that dynamic. But that's really, really what it comes down to. Okay. Annabelle, you can't see me anymore? Okay, everybody else can see me? Okay. Carrie Z. All right, Carrie Z, you have been here. I will, anything for me. Let's take a peek at Carrie Z. All right. Carrie Z. There's a lot going on for you, Carrie. It looks like there's a new meaningful relationship that actually is about to enter. And you're kind of standing on your beach. You're not paying any attention to the water, no problems. You're not really paying attention or worried about anything right now. But you are very focused, and it almost looks scientifically focused. Like you are looking down and like microscopes and stuff, and you're really into what you're working on and detailed. And it looks like an energy comes across your beach. And this looks like a female energy, and it feels like this new meaningful relationship that comes in that you're going to bond with and probably walk next to. And this looks like a partnership of some kind that helps to take you to a new level of thinking and feeling. And I don't want to call it mentoring. I don't think it's mentoring, but I think that it is an effective relationship where spirituality and thought is concerned. New thoughts, like almost those that test or contrast your own thoughts, and then you are able to grow your brain cells both mentally and educationally through this individual. And it feels like it should be something that lasts. So this friendship, this relationship will last a long time. And everything is very neutral in tone. So this is also very spiritually driven. So God will have a hand in this. And it's a big connection for direction in your life coming up. I think not only does it deal with, it's a relationship that will be both personal and it will affect you as far as your career goes in pushing and boosting. And all I'm going to say is having people around you who lift you up and inspire you and push you to do what it is that you are supposed to do. Those are the people that you want around you anyway. Kitty. Those are the people you want around. So this is a positive relationship, a positive growth for you. All right. And then Deborah Taylor is new. Let's take a peek at Deborah. No, Cotton. I said we need to get a white cat and name him like Coal or Soot or something. Deborah Taylor. Let's take a peek. Deborah, the first thing that your guides show is you are standing with your back to a bunch of people and you're going, and I want it like this. I want it this big and like this and like this. And I want all of this right here. And everybody's behind you going, oh, okay. And they're taking notes and they're, oh, okay. And then it almost seems like it's a race to impress you or a race to fulfill your wants and needs. Very interesting. You like are a leader or director. And it does. It kind of looks like a giant movie theater. And then it's as it plays on, you do this, and all this, and you're standing there and you're like, oh, and you turn around to look, and the one person that you wanted to take action on this is doing this and then goes and throws their hands up and walks out. So what that tells me is that you've got a lot of people around you for whatever reason that want to be on your good side, that want to impress you, that want to be your friend, that want to do things for you. And then this one individual that you wanted mostly to take notice is like, I am not competing with all of this. I don't want all of this. And they leave. So this is saying that it's very important to look at this because, first of all, they've never shown me anything like this. This is like super original for you. And it's very important for you to recognize that this one person that walks away doesn't care about anything in your life except you. Nothing that you can give them materially, financially. This person cares about you as an individual and not what you can give them. So make sure that you give that individual, and it's funny because that person, I can't tell if it's male or female. It's just a very neutral, short haircut, brown outfit, slim body. And I'm looking going, is it a male or it may just be the consensus and the whole idea of those around you that truly care about you and love you are not going to ask anything of you. They don't want anything but you. And it may not just be that one individual. It may just be the people around you need your attention. They need you. And it may be what is creating frustration around you right now as to why people are either acting needy or wanting your attention so much, because they just want you. And that is the message that comes across for you, because there are big things, busy things, lots of things going around around you. It's just that a lot of the people that spend most of their time with you are there for whatever you can provide them, and not if something were to happen to you or your position or the work, whatever, they'd probably disappear. So you want to change your focal point. That is your message, which is so important for you right now. All right. Thanks for coming, Mike Lan. Paul McNulty. Let's take a peek at Paul. All right, Paul, you're welcome, Deborah. Paul. Let's take a peek at Paul. Okay, this actually is kind of funny. You look like Mr. Mountaineer. You are, hi, David. You've got like the big boots on with the spikes, backpack, hat, gloves. You look like you have like hunting, hiking shorts. You look like you're ready for the long haul. And I'm standing up close to you and I'm kind of going, gosh, he's like climbing the mountain. It's and you are like into it. And I'm right up close, like looking at the picture, and you're like, I'm gonna get there. And then as I pan out, this mountain is maybe as tall as you. It's just a little tiny little hill. And you are ready. I mean, you are geared up. You are overly prepared. But it's really funny. It's very funny. I wish I could draw. I would draw a picture of that. And you are very focused on climbing that mountain. But it's just a little hill. Very interesting. Backing up from that, there's another one kind of sitting next to it, and then there's a pathway through them and a pathway around this way. So what it's saying ultimately is that you had an easier way of doing something, but you also have this complex that says that you feel like you have to prove yourself to somebody or someone. And you never should do that. You should never feel around those people that you want to be around that you have to prove who you are. And if you feel that you have to be someone else other than who you are, then those are not your people. They're no fun to be around that. It's no fun to, be around people that you feel like you have to impress them or talk a certain way or sound a certain way. And you go into this completely ready for it, but you're overly prepared. And that may mean also that in the instance of trying to impress others or trying to make yourself fit into something, you may feel like I just overdid it. And then you'll feel bad anyway. So I would suggest that if you are a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, that's how you go about it. And if you feel like wearing jackets and ties or bow ties every day and jeans and whatever, and cowboy boots, and that's who you are, that's how you go. That's how you do you. But your guides are telling you that currently it's time to go through your list, both, social media and in life, and decide who makes me uncomfortable to be around. Who do I feel like I'm on with? And then cut them out for a while. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. You just find other things to do. And then as you do that, you will start to attract those that you are meant to walk with currently and walk with now. And sometimes it's hard to do that because we feel like we want to go in a certain direction. And to get to that end point, we have to walk this way. But seriously, if I was ever normal, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And it's difficult sometimes to realize that you have to cut someone that you care about or that you believe you care about out of your life because it's just not helping you. It's not positively helping you and inspiring you. It's more or less maybe calling you out or telling you that that's the wrong way to do it, or that's the crazy way, or the unpopular way. Don't ever listen to that. You listen to what God tells you and how He inspires you, and it shall come through positively and make you feel good by the end of the day. And sometimes you may go, oh my God, I fudged that up and that was so bad. And you hear, tomorrow's a new day, do it like this. But so for you, Paul McNulty, the message, your guides are high-fiving you and high-fiving each other and telling him, do him. Tell him to do him. That you're too special and too different to do anyone else. So, well, that sounded bad, but you get it. You understand it. Okay. Let me go up to the back, the top here and just make sure. All right. Got it. Tara. Wing. All right. I'm going to run off some names here. So please just let me know if you're still here. I'm going to go a little bit over because of the glitch that I had at the beginning of this. So thanks everybody for finding this after my whole link would not work today. I will get that under wraps. Okay, so I just want to know if Brianna Nost is here. Tiff, did I read for Tiff Marie? I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I think John is here. Tara Wing. David G just got here. Diana Nost. Julie Schweizer, I believe, is still here. So just ring in and let me know if you are still here. Yeah, John, I'm telling you, it's I don't know what, if we had a really funky, foggy day today, and every time it's moist outside, rain, snow, our internet goes kaput every single time. But it's not them, it's us. What are you going to do? Okay. So let's take a peek here. John, is that it? That's Tara trying to connect? Okay. Brianna Nost. Okay. Brianna, let's take a peek at you real fast. You know those dreams that you have when you're trying to run and you can't? That's what they're showing you. Like you are really trying to run, and it's like your feet are barely touching the ground. And those dreams usually terrify me. And I'm looking at how you're behaving. Like, how are you reacting to that? Okay. You're not stopping. You just keep running. You're in good gear though. Like you're in the little biker shorts, little running shorts. You're in the running tank top. You got your sneakers on. Okay. Interesting. It kind of is self-explanatory, I think. Prepared. The running part means that you're going to exert a lot of energy coming up, that you are going to probably go the distance. And it's going to take perseverance, determination, not to quit. It's going to be difficult. You run alone. Every now and then you see people on the side of the road cheering you on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But you're prepared for it. And you're ready. Now all someone has to do is kind of go boop and push you to the ground. And once your feet touch, then you're gone. That means that something is about to happen for you, something very positive and difficult all at the same time. But the accomplishment that you achieve at the end is going to lift you up, fulfill you, is going to feel like this personal accomplishment that nobody can take away from you. And it very well may be that you're going to be going back to school. Getting a higher education degree is difficult. Getting anything on a grad school level would be difficult along that line. Something that you do alone, people are cheering you on, but in order to get to the end, you really have to persevere and get through it. So something along that line. And it doesn't look like it's just like starting off here in a job and then moving up to here and here. It's not that. It's not something like that. It's not altering the level. It's not changing the level. It is going from point A to point B and not stopping until you get to the end. And it's all the same level. So I'm thinking maybe education, going for a new degree, that kind of a thing. It just feels like all the same level. So you'll have to let me know about that. But if you're contemplating it, I would tell you to go for it. I would say go to grad school, go get a medical or get some kind of a degree that is beyond bachelor's or master's. So I forget who that was for. I have no idea. Was that for Brienne? Okay, yeah, there we go. That's for Brienne. All right. Tara. Tara, Bobera, Banana, Fina, Bovera. Where are you? I've never seen that before. Okay. So when we are in a place that's comfortable, when we are in a comfortable, like we're sitting there next to our spouse, our partner, whoever we're with, and we're sitting there and there's like that big boulder behind us. And I've talked about this before, but this applies to you. And the big boulder is back here and you're like, what is this thing I'm sitting up against this whole time? And they're like, forget it. It's just a rock. And you're like, no, there's a top on this. I'm going to climb it. They're like, I don't want to climb it. I'm going to climb it. So you decide, I'm going to climb the boulder. So you start climbing the boulder and you got all your nails are breaking off and you're kind of hanging on flat like a lizard and you're scraping your knees and you're hoping you have good shoes on for traction. And it's a struggle. I mean, it's a straight up and down boulder and your fingers are like raw and numb all at the same time. You're doing your best and you struggle and you defeat this boulder and you get to the top and you're like, oh my gosh, I made it. You got to see this place. It's awesome. There's like cotton candy machines and there's a fair and there's people and you go, come on up here. No, I'm good. You walk on. I got my hat on, my glasses, my drink. I'm good. Okay, fine. So what happens is when you're at the top of the boulder, you're walking around and somebody else comes on and they're like, hey, Tara, what's up? High five. I'm up here. And who's with you? Nobody, me neither. Let's walk. And you're like, okay, fine. So now you and this person are chatting and you find out that all the stuff that you want, they want too. That's a problem. Because now you're like, seriously, come up here. You really have to join me and grow with me and see all of this. No, I told you I'm happy. Not climbing a boulder. And that person's still standing there like, cotton candy, Ferris wheel, upside down roller coaster. And you're like, okay. And that's how things happen. We outgrow the people who decide to stay at the bottom of the boulder. And we may give them the benefit of the doubt. We may go, you know what, I'll come back down with you because I care about you and I don't want you to be alone. We go back down and we sit there. Up the boulder, we're looking around. Wow, this is just like, I've been looking at this for so long and I know it all. And there's so much up there. You don't understand. You got to come with me. You got to come check it out. No, I'm good. At that point, it's not your fault if that person doesn't want to climb. Some people want to climb it. Okay. Some people want to, you know what? You're right. I'm going to climb that boulder with you. Let's go look at it. Some people do. And you climb that back up there together and you're good to go. So the thing about you that I said is interesting that I'd never seen before was that you're kind of in like a hang glider and you're gliding and you're over here. So you're seeing, I'll do it this way. You're over here and there's the boulder and there's all these people down here that you know, and you're like, and then you land over here. It's like something that you have already done that would have been difficult to walk away from. You are now like soaring and there's, you're able to see this. So it's almost like something from your past is going to present itself and kind of confirm for you saying, you made the right choice, man, because you would have never have gotten onto that hang glider from down there. It never would have happened. And so it's like a confirmation and a blessing to you so that your guides are saying, you did a great job. As difficult as something was to remove yourself from, you did a good job. So that's for you, Tara. And I hope everybody else got something out of that too, because that is so important for people to understand. Because sometimes our partners are the ones climbing the boulder. And we're like, I don't want to do that. And it's like something that they're excited about or new. And they really want to do it. And we're like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. And they're up at the boulder and someone else is going to come along. And it's not their fault. We have chosen this to stay down here. this is my path, that's their path, or vice versa. And you can't hold it against a person for climbing their boulders. Okay, so let's move on here. So Brianna, not teach dance to children. I totally don't remember what I told you, so you'll have to refresh my memory. Okay, but if it correlates to you in dance, then excellent. All right. So David G, still here. I don't think I read for David yet. Believe me, I don't remember, you guys. I just do it. Perfect. That's for Tara. Am I talking to John or to Tara? I have no idea. It's just a little bit of clarification, I guess. So let's see. Okay, David, I haven't read for you yet. So I'm going to get David in there, and then I'm serious. My stomach is eating itself, okay? I am so hungry. And I have to go grocery shopping. That is most important, to have food in the house. So David, let's take a peek at you. David, the first thing that they show you is, first of all, you're on solid ground, which is good. So you're grounded. Anything that comes your way right now, you can handle it. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, so you look like you're in like a high building of some kind, like a scraper of some kind, almost maybe a dorm or apartments or something. And the whole feeling when it looks like maybe a condo where all of its windows, like there are no external walls. It's all glass. And it's really beautiful. You can see a city. You're looking out on everything below. And all it is windows and a couple curtains to close it. If you're into curtains, I don't know, maybe if you're up that high, you don't need curtains. And the room is dark. And I can hear music. And I see you doing something. And it feels very technical, and it feels financial all at the same time. It feels financially successful, and it feels like inventive or invention. So the advice to you is, thank you, Leslie, for listening. The advice to you, David, is if you are inspired to create something or to invent something, do so quietly and then patent that idea or trademark it. Because it looks like it would be something that could bring you in a lot of money and that people would actually purchase. And it looks like it leads to financial success for you. So if you are a technical whiz, or you're into engineering, science, it's not like you're just putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. You're creating something, and it looks like it's inspired from above. So don't think it's nonsense. If it is like in a dream or recurring thing, they're saying to write it down and keep it private. Don't share it with a class or a world or your neighbors. Just get it covered, and then ask for the paths to open about which direction you take it. Who do you take it to? And then ask for the doors, and that you'll walk through them. Because it looks like this is something you're supposed to do. And it may be something you start now and you don't get completed for a year or two, but you'll know the path is the right path because those doors will present themselves to you. The knowledge, everything will come clear. So that's for you, David, which is very cool. So don't tell me about what it is until you've actually got it patented. All right. Or maybe something you thought about a long time ago, too. It may have been something that you thought, this would be really cool to have. Interesting. Okay. And Julie is still here. Okay, so Julie and Diane, I will finish you guys, and then I am done because I seriously am starving. Okay, so Julie. Let's take a look at Julie. Julie, where are you? Planting flowers. I had to find you all the way up on the hill. So the fact that you're planting flowers, Julie, says, okay, there's a garden. A garden represents our ability to give of ourselves to others. And this is also a place where I can see, depending on how big the garden is, it tells me how much work God is going to be asking you to complete for him. And people will be like, well, I don't work for God, but you may not realize it, but you do. And you have a back row of flowers that look like those are yours to keep to remind you who you are. And then there's section in the center is empty, but you are planting all of these little white flowers up in the front rows. You're not working very hard. It's just like they're just, you grab them and you put them in there. You grab them and you put them in there. And I'm listening to what the message is. I heard this is not for you. This garden that you're planting is not for you. This will be for someone else. It feels like you help someone through, something with their health. And you look like you are so proud to do this. Like this has been asked of you. And you're like, me, I get to do this. And now you're planting these flowers, which says that God is going to be giving you the energy to get through what you have to get through to help someone else deal with something. Interesting. And I'm not sure if it's like a late in life thing or that kind of a health thing. I don't see death. I don't ask to see it. God doesn't give it to me because it's none of my business. None of our business. But it feels like it is taking care of somebody who cannot take care of themselves or is invalid in some case, for some case. So that's the message for you. Needing strength of taking care of somebody who can't take care of themselves. And it may be that they're just, maybe it's someone getting through an addiction, that kind of a thing. But it's somebody who would not be able to do it otherwise. Okay. Perfect. Yay for readings. Always a good thing. Diane. Okay, Diane, I will read you and then I am going to take a lunch before I shop. Diane, where are you? I'm looking for you, Diane. It was funny because I thought I saw you and then they pulled it away. It almost looked like you were on like a record, spinning record. And then they took it away from me. And then it looks like an umbrella. Both of which, of course, are circular, but both of which can take you to different places. The music can take you to different places. If you were standing on it, you'd be thrown off, which would take you to an unwanted place somewhere on your hiney. Umbrellas can, Mary Poppins, that's what I'm referring to. They could lift you up and take you away. Interesting. But I also hear something like protection. Did you just hear my back crack? That was crazy. I'm looking at you going, is this kind of a Mary Poppins thing? Are you enjoying being whisked away, or is the wind picking you up and throwing you somewhere? So with what they're showing me, the whole idea of control comes into mind. And control basically is a non-existent thing. We really don't have control. It's that things are going our way. And we're happy about it. Today's going my way. I'm good. No issues. That is control. When people follow us, we're just leading them. It's not control. That kind of a thing. However, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking there are some things that may be out of your control. And so you are going to be feeling maybe at the mercy of, like, if your guides were to pick you up and throw you in the back of the wagon and take off with you, you know, it's unnerving. Like, where am I going? Where are you taking me? What's going to happen? But at the same time, knowing that they're going to drop you off exactly where you need to be. Like, it's like it has to happen. And you may not be paying attention, or you may be preventing movement. But when your guides make things happen, it's because they have to. So it may feel like you've had, for instance, you said something about Joe to Mary, and you weren't going to say anything to Joe, but Mary did it for you. And now you have to like you have to explain to Joe why you feel this way. And thanks to Mary's big mouth, now you get to do that. So it's almost as if this had to happen. Like, this part of the relationship, this had to happen. But you weren't going to do it, so Mary did for you. It's that kind of thing. Can you hear my dogs? They're playing. They're loud. So that is kind of what it's saying, is that something may happen that you are not ready for it to happen, but it's going to. So prepare for that. Either make it happen yourself or allow the universe to make it happen for you. All right. So thank you all so much for joining me today. And I really apologize for the whole issue in the beginning. That was so stupid. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was wrong, but I'm glad you guys all traveled over here and found me. And I will be doing another one of these tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. And there's a lot of people in those, and I will do my best to read as many as I can, but they are a lot of fun, especially because people aren't just listening to me, they're chatting amongst each other in the chat room. So if you send someone to that I haven't read, make sure that they put in bold letters "new" here. So when I'm scrolling through, I will be able to decipher those among all of the other things. Maybe put a little smiley face or something next to it so that I can pick them out. But thank you all very much for coming, and for everybody else who listens at a later date. And I'm going to get some food now. So check me out, RebeccaFoster.co. Obviously you've subscribed to my YouTube, so you get this information, and I'm on Twitter as well. So if you go to my website, all those links are there, and you can just see my updates when I do things. So take care, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.